There it goes. That face, it was like serious. Alright, over there. South African sprint runner Oscar Pistorius was born in Johannesburg, South Africa in 1986. Born without a fibula in either of his legs, Pistorius' legs were amputated below the knee just before he turned 1. His parents were advised by doctors that having the amputation done before Oscar had learned to walk would be less traumatic for him and would greatly improve his chances of mobility in later life. 6 months later, he received his first pair of prosthetic legs, and within days he had mastered them. Supported and encouraged by his sports-mad family, Oscar lived an active life, which led him to becoming a keen sportsman during his school years. Whatever the sport, Oscar played it, with his main focus being water polo and rugby in secondary school. He also played cricket, tennis, took part in triathlons, and Olympic club wrestling, and was an enthusiastic boxer. It wasn't until he was 16 and in need of a sport that could help him rehab a knee following a rugby injury that Pistorius was introduced to the track. His rise in the sport came quickly. In January 2004, he competed in his first 100-meter race. Nearly 8 months later, Pistorius, wearing a pair of flex-foot cheetahs, a lightweight carbon fiber foot, captured the gold medal in the 200-meter race at the 2004 Athens Paralympics. But Pistorius' artificial legs have been a source of controversy throughout much of his athletic career. In 2007, the International Association of Athletic Foundations, the worldwide body that governs international competition, banned Pistorius from competing, stating that his artificial legs gave him an unfair advantage over able-bodied athletes in the competition. Pistorius immediately appealed the ruling, and in May 2008, the Court of Arbitration for Sport sided with the sprinter and overturned the IAAF ruling. On February 21, 2009, Oscar suffered serious head and facial injuries in a boat accident on the Vaal River in Johannesburg. He was airlifted to the hospital and was in intensive care for 5 days. The accident altered his lifestyle and strengthened his focus. He recovered from his injuries and turned his attention to continuing to break Paralympic records and working to achieve the required time for Olympic qualification. In January 2011, a slimmer, trimmer Pistorius, as you can see here, won 3 IPC Athletic World titles in New Zealand, but was beaten for the first time in 7 years in the 100-meter by American Jerome Singleton. Oscar subsequently won the T44 400-meter in 47.28 seconds and the 100-meter in 11.04 seconds at the BT Paralympic World Cup in May to reassert himself as the world's leading Paralympic sprinter. He competed across a number of able-bodied races in the summer of 2011 and posted 3 times under 46 seconds, but it was in Lugano, Italy on July 19th that Oscar set a personal best of 47.07 seconds in the 400-meter, attaining the World Championships and Olympic Games, a standard qualification mark. In the spring of 2012, Pistorius realized his ultimate dream when he qualified for the 400-meter race at the London Olympics. While he was eventually eliminated in the semifinal round, he secured his place in history by becoming the first amputee athlete to compete in the Olympics. To mark the occasion, Pistorius flew out his 89-year-old grandmother to watch him race. 11 races on the Olympic track had resulted in 2 Paralympic gold medals, Paralympic silver, 2 world records, and Olympic individual semifinal and Olympic final. Oscar deemed his summer a dream come true.